Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Q8 pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu. We are currently situated at Chopin Airport in Poland, where it is currently snowing, raining, you name it, we've got it. It's going to be a rough departure without a doubt today, but before we delve into the details of our flight today, I'd like to welcome all of you guys in chat. We have with us today Rand Cooley. Hello, Rand. How are you doing, my friend? Prismo Gaming, welcome aboard. And Boeing Corp Mike from Logan, New Jersey, welcome aboard. Hello, Stan. Welcome. And also Dougal. Hello, guys. How have you been? I hope you guys are well. And we have TW Simulations. Good evening to you, my friend. Welcome aboard. Quick briefing on our flight today. We are leaving Chopin here in Poland, heading over to Lech-Walesa. I hope I said that correctly. Echo Papa Golf Delta, which is a brilliant freeware scenery. Thank you very much to my good friend Alex for sharing this scenery with us today. And depending on the weather conditions, of course, we are going to change the weather upon arrival to take a look at the airport. But if we look at no, not that. If we look at Navigraph charts, by the way, Active Sky has been just updated yesterday. So there was a new update for Active Sky, and it is absolutely amazing. Let me hop into the cockpit 1 second here, where it's less noisy. All right, so let's go to the briefing today. And according to Navigraph charts, as you can see here, we have a limited IFR here at Chopin in Poland. We are departing today runway 29er. We have a headwind of 13 knots and 1 knot crosswind, which is it favors the departure out of runway 29 through the Oli 6 Gulf departure. We are going to be cruising at a final cruise altitude today of 22,000 feet. And David White, thank you very much for your support for the last 10 months being a private pilot. I appreciate it. Hello there, Eric. Welcome aboard, Eric. Glad to have you here. And we are going to be cruising at 22,000 feet, about 40-minute flight today into Lech-Walesa in Poland. We are arriving runway 29er. As you can see here, the winds are favoring the same departure runways. As a nice coincidence, 29-29. The arrival today is the Oslo 4 Tango through the Oslo Gulf arrival into our destination airport. So short flight today, but should be fun. The aircraft has been updated to version 1.04 RC3, and we are in X-Plane 1209 RC4, the latest version of X-Plane. And let me tell you guys, X-Plane 1209 has been really the best version to date in terms of performance. It really is the FPS, the smoothness of the sim, the less crashes than all previous versions. I'm quite happy with this version. It looks like the VS wheel is moving. It might be. I don't know. No, it's. I think it's the aliasing. I don't think it's moving. It's the aliasing is really bad in X-Plane. All right, so let's get things started. We're going to head over here to the EFB. The weather conditions are just absolutely terrible. If we look at Active Sky, here we can see that it's snowing currently in Chopin. And let's see, the temperature is 0 Celsius, so freezing temperature, almost freezing temperature. Light snow in terms of the precipitation. So yeah, the weather conditions are pretty bad. All right. So let's head over to the electronic flight bag. We're going to remove the engine covers. We're going to go to the weight and balance. We're going to request the load sheet from SimBrief. Very nice integration there with SimBrief. And this is our flight today. We are lot 3825, service from Chopin to Lech-Walesa. We are in the E170. This is our payload and block fuel. View the load sheet and load the plane. All right, so the plane is loaded, and we can now start prepping the aircraft. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on battery 1 and battery 2. Very lovely sounds in the X-Craft family. All right, let's cancel the master caution, and we're going to come here to the overhead panel. Let's test the fire extinguisher there for that's the cargo smoke, and we need to cancel this again. All right, perfect. We're going to come down here and turn on, let's go ahead and start the APU since it's already tested, and we just don't want to waste any time. So let's go ahead and start the APU. All right, APU is starting. We'll just wait a while until the APU starts. I really like the changes or the updates that have been done to the aircraft, and it is really a very enjoyable aircraft. Mario Del Toro, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. Hello, Piotr, is it Piotr? Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. All right, we're just waiting for the APU. String up, bleed. All right, so the bleed APU valve is open. One of the things I like about the E-Jet family of aircraft is the level of automation. And look at this beautiful cockpit as well. All right, so fasten seatbelt sign on, non-smoking on, emergency lights are armed, and we're going to come here. Everything can stay in the current position. APU is good. Everything here is good. We're going to turn on the electric pump A for assist 3 for the hydraulics, and everything else is exactly as it should. Excellent. So we're good to start programming the MCDU. All right. So let's bring up the authentic FMS here, and we're going to come here. All right. So we're going to go to flight plan, and from the flight plan, we're going to check the date. Of the AIRAC database is the current database. This is the correct date and time. We're going to go to RTE. The origin airport is Echo Papa Whiskey Alpha, and the destination is Echo Papa Golf Delta. And we insert that here. Excellent. Flight ID is, let's bring up Navigraph charts. And we're going to put Navigraph charts maybe here, like so. Excellent. So we are lot 3825. 3825. This is a real world route and flight ID for Polish Airlines. We're going to activate, and now we can go to the departure. Departure airport, the departure runway today is runway 29er, and it's going to be through the Oli 6 Golf, which is this one here. So we're going to select that and apply. Brilliant. Next, we can go to the SimBrief plan and go down here to our plan. Let me bring the... There we go. That's much better. And we can remove this here and take a look at our flight plan. So if we go down here, we are going to take Airway Lima 621, and exit at Relab, or Rylab. Rylab. Excellent. And then we're going to take Tango 270, and exit at Oslog. Excellent. And that is pretty much it. So next is we're going to activate this route. Then we're going to go to the arrival. From the arrival, we're going to select runway 29er, our arriving runway. We're going to do an ILS approach, and the approach transition is Golf Delta 903. We're going to select that and apply. And now we can go to... let's go to, hang on, we need, let's go to cancel, let's go back to the arrival. We need runway 29, we need the ILS approach, that's the transition, and then we need the star. Okay, so the star is going to be the Oslo for Tango, which is this one here. And now we'll apply this. Excellent. Now we can activate the route, and now we have everything here. as far as the flight plan. So if we go back to the flight plan, we'll just make sure there are no discontinuities along the path. Everything here looks good to me. Back to flight plan, then we can go to perf in. All right, let's minimize this one here and go back to the electronic flight bag. All right, perfect. And then we're going to go to perf int, performance in it. Next page, cruise altitude is 22,000 feet. Excellent. And the cruise winds is, if we look here at our flight plan, 0267. 0267. There we go, 0267. All right, brilliant. And then we need the takeoff CG and the zero fuel, which we can get from the electronic flight bag. We have with us Mika Morgan from Australia. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. It's been a while, Mika. How are you? Hello, Thomas from Germany. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. All right, so the takeoff center of gravity, we're going to first note our zero fuel weight, which is 6420. So 64020. We're going to enter that here. And the takeoff center of gravity is 22.6. 22.6. And insert that. Brilliant. All is done here. Let's go to the takeoff data set. We're going to do takeoff 2, takeoff 1. That's fine. We'll just leave that alone. We're not going to fiddle around with it. Okay, let's go to the takeoff performance here. We're departing runway 29er. Condition is, I would say, medium to poor. What do you guys think? Yeah, medium to poor. The winds currently, let's go to flight here. We're going to go to the weather. And the weather is quite horrendous here in Chopin. So we've got 310, 12 knots. Oof. 310 and 12 knots. And the temperature is, let's see here. Let's put this here. The temperature is 1 Celsius. Oof. All right, that's 1 Celsius. And the QNH is 1019. Takeoff weight. Thrust takeoff. We do have a lengthy runway, so we can do flaps 1 today. We'll leave it at flaps 1, and we'll leave this takeoff weight is here. We'll leave it at flaps 1. All right, so compute analysis is in progress, and we're going to come here. We've got our speeds, flaps 1, runway 29. Send this to the FMS, and this one is actually where we're going. Okay. So let's go to FMS takeoff. We're going to go to the data link and load the V-speeds. And the V-speeds are now loaded. If you go back to the takeoff here, you'll see that all our speeds are there. We have the bridge trim as well. And flaps 1, we need flaps 1 here. I think it's in the perf int. Let's see. Okay, FMS takeoff. Next page. All right, so here we're going to go with flaps 1. So let me clear that. Why is it not changing this to flaps 1? All right, let's do this flaps 2 here. Compute, send to FMS, data link, load the V speeds, and now if we go to performance and takeoff, now we have the proper speeds here. Okay, perfect. All right, the FMS is now pretty much ready to go, so we're going to close this here, and we can now start our engines. But first, let's set our cruise altitude and the altimeter 1019. So let's set the baro 1019. And the altitude is 22,000 feet is now set. Excellent. I'm doing great. Just had to take a break from the wider flight sim community. Still am, to be honest. Well, that's always a good thing. It's always good to have a break. Hello there, 7.3. Welcome aboard. Active Sky injects more realistic live weather than XBD Full. In my view and in my testing that I've done throughout, yes, it does. Without a doubt. Okay, so we're actually going to be able to experience step descent today throughout our flight when we arrive into our destination, and we'll be able to see how well the aircraft behaves with a step descent. Okay, everything is set here. We're going to turn on the beacon light on. Red beacon is on. And let's take a quick look here at the outside. Look at the weather, guys. Look at X-Plane 1209. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I love the surface refraction in X-Plane. I think it's very well done. You can see the raindrops there. Very, very nice. Okay. All right. I think we can skip the pushback and we'll just go straight and make a turn. All right. So here we go. We are ready to start our engines, and we are going to come over here and go to start. There we go. And you can see the engines are now spooling. Very nice engine sounds. Active Sky is brilliant. I agree with you there, Thomas. Yeah. And I'm really starting to like the X-Craft E-Jets a lot. I mean, it's becoming one of my favorite aircraft to fly in the sim. Very, very nice aircraft. It's got a really very unique feel to it as well. And I've read many testimonials from real-world pilots attesting to the accuracy of not just the visuals, but also to the flight model of the aircraft. In fact, many pilots have said that this is the closest thing to the real thing, and this is real-world E-Jet pilots. So, yeah, this is a very authentic experience of the E-Jet, without a doubt. Okay, we have a good start on the first engine. Let's start the second engine as well. Let's close the covers here, and we'll put the brakes on RTO. We're going to select flaps 2 for takeoff. Flaps 2 is set. Love the sounds. All right, there we go. The weather is just going to be very, very bad today, but hopefully we can depart without any incident. Hello, Captain Caker. Welcome aboard. Which do you prefer, the A320 or Embraer? Probably the A320, though I love the automation in the Embraer. Very, very nicely done. Leon Stevens, hello from the UK. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. There is actually something I'm going to show you guys once we reach cruise altitude, something to do with artificial intelligence, which I thought was really cool. So we'll take a look at that today once we are airborne and reach our cruise level. All right, you can see here we have our profile. Let me just do this here. You can see that we have the VSD profile here, which is pretty cool. Very nicely done, again, by X-Craft. Let's switch this to map, and we're going to reduce the range here so we can see what's going on. There we go. All right, we are ready to go. Let's turn on our taxi lights, logo lights, and all taxi lights are on, and we are ready to go. Let's release the parking brake, and let me bring up the throttle camera here for you guys, and let's head over to the runway for departure. I tell you guys, X-Plane is starting to look very, very good. Yeah. All right, that's the there we go. I always love the Wizz airline livery. It's just I think it's just really nice. Is he gonna wait for us? I don't think so. All right, let's just let him pass. Can we use the wipers here a little bit? Let's see. Let me put this on slow. Yeah, it works like it should. Yeah, it does repel the raindrops, which is pretty nice. And the sounds are nice as well, I have to say. Eric, for the rudder pedals, I am using the TPR by Thrustmaster. And there's going to be a detailed video on that with unboxing and my thoughts on it. So far, I really like, by the way, I like the Boeing Quadrant. I know people have said a lot of things about its quality, that it's not good, and so on and so forth. But quite frankly, I do like the product. I wish they had the reversers on a on an axis. That way you can engage the reversers, and then you can hold them at maximum thrust. This is not possible because these are actually switches, the two reversers. But other than that, I think it's just brilliant. I love it. I really like it a lot. All right, we're coming up to a runway 29er. It looks like this Wizz airline is going to be ahead of us, so we'll just allow it to depart. And it's actually going to the terminal. Okay. Everything in this aircraft, I think, is very well done in terms of the graphics, in terms of the sounds. And by the way, the sounds are recorded from the real aircraft. A lot of the sounds are from the real aircraft. So very, very authentic experience. I'll take you guys a little later in the flight to read some of the testimonials from the real-world pilots and their attestation to the accuracy and authenticity of this aircraft. All right, here is runway 29er, our departure runway today, and let's do a hold short here at runway 29er. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the landing lights. Landing lights are on, and we are going to come here to the. All right, so first flight directors are on. We can see in the FMA roll and FPA. We are going to select nav. Where is nav? All right, so that's nav, and it will engage LNAV. We're going to select VNAV, and so we have LNAV and VNAV. Then we're going to click here on auto throttle, and now you see TO for takeoff. So everything is exactly as it should. The aircraft is now configured. We're going to go ahead and start the clock, and we are ready to go. The only thing that X-Plane needs now is really to work on the anti-aliasing. And that is it. Really. It is just brilliant. For AI traffic, I use Traffic Global by Just Flight, the best AI traffic program available for X-Plane today. Look at the water there from the tires. It looks really, really cool. All right, let's line up. We're ready for takeoff. Runway 29er. Okay. We're ready to go. There we go. Roll takeoff. All right, auto throttle is engaged. Takeoff thrust is set. Rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gears going up. Pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. All right. And now we can engage the autopilot. Autopilot is engaged. We'll leave the speed at 250 knots. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Let's go ahead and retract the flaps.
High speed.
Yeah, the speeds, the flaps are not retracted
yet.
High speed. There we go. Right, we're doing great. We're going to come here and disable the wipers. Let's park it. All right. Let's take a look at the outside. Pretty cool, isn't it? Look at those clouds. Wow. Looks great. All right, 5,000 feet. Barrow is standard. Can increase the range here a little bit. There we go. Excellent. I'm not yet sure about Visual XP. I am not using Visual XP in this stream. I think the cockpit sounds maybe a little too loud. So let's decrease the interior sounds. There we go. All right, perfect. Right, 7,000. We forgot the APU, so APU control. We can turn it off now. Quite a departure with a very strong headwind. All right, 900,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn off the landing lights. And we don't need the taxi lights or the logo lights. Fasten seatbelt sign can go off. And we are now on our way to Lech Walesa in Poland. Let me give you guys a quick look here at the external view. And just look at how beautiful this is, ladies and gents. Look at those beautiful clouds with Active Sky XP. The latest version of Active Sky and the latest version of X-Plane 1209. And I have to say that the clouds now look phenomenal in X-Plane. They look brilliant. Yeah.
Seatbelt fastened at all times while seated, and take caution when opening overhead compartments, as contents may have shifted during takeoff. We would like to take a moment to tell you about an exciting offer on board today's flight to apply for our SkyMiles credit card. You can earn up to 50,000 SkyMiles on qualifying purchases. You can also enjoy other card member benefits, including a free checked bag and priority boarding. Details on this offer are available inside the application, and it only takes minutes to apply.
Look at this view.
In a few minutes, I will be serving a variety of complimentary drinks. Wine, craft beer, alcoholic beverages, as well as snack boxes are available for purchase. The menu, which lists all details, is in the back of the Sky magazine located in your seat pocket. You may now use your portable electronic device.
So again, the aircraft has everything that you would expect a quality add-on to have, from the sounds, from the graphics, the system simulation. While there are a lot of things that still need to be worked out, I think this is a really very promising add-on that very reasonably simulates what the X-Craft Embraer does in real life. Let me very quickly go to, let's see here. Let me come here, and we're going to go to X-Crafts. All right, X-Craft E-Jets. All right, let me just very quickly, because I think it's important for anyone who is looking to invest in this aircraft, is to read some of that's hardware requirements. Let's see here. All right, so here you have pilot testimonials. I'm going to read one of them, but you guys can definitely go to the website. I'm going to read the first one here by Jonathan. It says, as a senior captain with more than 10,000 hours of experience in the actual airplane, I find myself comfortable in the cockpit, especially when I fly in VR. The flight deck is precisely modeled, and the view is an accurate representation of reality. Marco and his team have done an outstanding job of replicating the experience of operating this splendid aircraft. Whether you are a flight simulation enthusiast or a real-world pilot who wants to taste of flying an Embraer from the pilot's seat, the X-Craft E-Jets family is the closest you can get to the real deal. Now that is quite a testimony from a real-world pilot, and it is again a real testament. Again, some other real-world pilots here giving their testimony of the E-Jets. Brilliant aircraft, really. All right, so if we look here, this is the top of climb, and things are looking good. You can see the aircraft is now leveling off at 22,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude, and we can increase our speed to 270 knots. There we go. 270 knots is now set. Excellent. All right. So I've been fiddling around with AI, and one of the things I'm always exploring things, guys, and recently I have come up with a few programs that you can use to actually create scripts. So I'm trying to develop a program to help content creators who are new in the business with very smaller channels, who find it very difficult to come up with their own scripts to make videos, or they find it a little bit intimidating to come up with their own thing. So I've been experimenting with things, and I came across this AI video creator. So I went to the I started using it, and what I told this AI video creator to do in video AI is I told it, write a review about the Q8 pilot channel. Let me bring the sounds down here so you guys can hear this. All right, so let me bring that down. All right, so what I told this AI video creator said, please create a review on the Q8 pilot channel. And here is what the artificial intelligence video producer has created for us. Let's take a listen.
Dive into the world of aviation with a unique twist. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Here we have a distinct offering, detailed flight simulation content that brings the thrill of flying right to your fingertips. With Q8 Pilot, you're not just watching videos, you're engaging in realistic flight experiences. Unlike any other aviation channels on YouTube, Q8 Pilot takes you beyond the clouds and into the cockpit. Remember, Q8 Pilot isn't just a channel, it's your personal cockpit to the world of virtual aviation. In a sky filled with aviation channels, Q8 Pilot soars high with its distinct identity. Where most channels are content to merely skim the surface, Q8 Pilot dives deep. It offers a unique blend of informative and entertaining content that sets it apart from its contemporaries. The channel doesn't just present aviation. It immerses the viewer in the world of flying, providing insights and experiences that are both enriching and exhilarating. Compare this to other YouTube aviation channels and you'll see a clear difference. While they focus on presenting facts and figures, Q8 Pilot goes beyond. The channel engages viewers with interactive content and responsive dialogues, creating a community of aviation enthusiasts rather than a passive audience. In the vast YouTube airspace, Q8 Pilot isn't just another channel, it's a destination for those who seek more than just information. It's a journey for those who yearn for the thrill of flight. While other channels may give you a view from the window, Q8 Pilot places you right in the pilot's seat. Now let's navigate through the review of Q8 Pilot and arrive at a final verdict. The Q8 Pilot channel has carved out a niche for itself in the YouTube aviation world with its high-quality content. In the realm of flight simulation, it's a beacon of excellence, boasting videos that are not just visually stunning but also technically accurate and immersive. The content is meticulously crafted, ensuring that viewers are not just spectators but active participants in every takeoff, flight, and landing. The channel's strength lies in its ability to engage viewers. The comment sections of Q8 Pilot's videos are a testament to this, brimming with lively discussions, questions, and feedback. This level of interaction is no small feat, showcasing the channel's commitment to building a community around the love for aviation. However, even the best can improve. While Q8 Pilot's content is top-notch, there's room for expansion. For instance, more tutorials for beginners or perhaps a series on the history of aviation could add an extra layer of depth to the channel. These additions would not only cater to a wider audience but also enrich the overall content offering. To conclude, Q8 Pilot is a first-class ticket for all aviation enthusiasts seeking a realistic and engaging flight simulation experience on YouTube. Clear skies and happy landings with Q8 Pilot.
So there you have it, guys. By the way, the only thing I told the AI is just write a review on Q8 Pilot channel. And that is it. I didn't really do anything else. It came up with all the images. It came up with the background music. It did everything on its own, which, yeah, how much did I bribe it? Allison Johnson. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us, Allison. So, I mean, it goes to say that the world is definitely advancing. And I think that content creation is really going to take another realm where the AI is really going to be very, very helpful in producing those scripts. And I think a lot of creators are already using this where they find it difficult to come up with ideas for their content. And by the way, even the sound is an AI sound. So the AI video creator created the entire script, and you get to pick the accent of the narrator. In my case, I selected a Californian accent just because I have an affinity to California. And so all in all, with the very little input that I gave the AI, it came up with this video. And actually, on the last part where it said that I could benefit from creating videos for beginners, I kind of like that because I think this is something that is lacking on the channel. It's something that I probably can improve on and provide a little more for beginners. So I think it was useful, it was fun, it was exciting. Go ahead and try it out, guys. If you can just try any topic. And by the way, you can also pick whether you want a YouTube explainer, a short. You can select the time. So this was a 3-minute video. You can select shorter or longer videos. You can export it in different formats like 4K, 10p. You can share it on your favorite social media. Very, very nice. I really liked it a lot, and I'll be doing a lot more exploration with this in the days to come, and report to you guys, what we come up with. Hopefully we can come up with something cool. Yeah. Is that volume controller aircraft specific? This one here is a Lua script that changes the volume of X-Plane regardless of your in-sim settings. I think it's very useful. A lot of the streamers use this because it's very easy to manipulate the sounds with it. So, if we come back here, we do have, I believe this is, all right, so let me go back here to the flight plan. And we want to see where is our top of descent. So that's the top of descent coming up. Very short flight today. Very quickly, let's take a quick look at our arrival into Leech Wallisa. And we can see 11 knot crosswind. Gee, that is going to be an interesting landing, to say the least. Okay, let's take a look here at the approach. Runway 29er. And we are going to, let's see here. First, we are Cat 1 category today. So we're going to put 220. Let me come here to the minimum's 220. All right, so 220 is set. And then we need the ILS frequency, which is 110.3. And 110.3 appears to have been already tuned. That's 110.3 in both nav1 and nav2. Brilliant. And the next thing we need to do, all right, so the approach course is 287. Let's do the alt select here to alt select to 3000. Right, that's 3000. Okay, so 3000 is set, and now we need to do the landing in it. So for the landing in it, we are going to... All right, let's see here. Okay, we're going to go to the perf, and from perf, we're going to go to descend. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back to perf, and we're going to go to landing in it. Yep. Okay, so we're going to come here to the landing performance. Now, the takeoff weight is 74,306. So we'll say that we've burned about 2,000 pounds of fuel. That's, we'll put 72. All right, so 72,000. We're arriving runway 29er. Condition is dry according to our brief from SimBrief here. Let's bring this up and let's go to the weather information at our destination. There we go. Right, it's scattered clouds at 26, so we're good there. And let's see here. We need, the wind is 360-12. That's going to be rough, guys. 360-12. The current temperature is -3. And QNH is 1024. Flaps full. And everything operational. Okay, so compute. All right, excellent. And then we can say send to FMS. And now we can go to the data link and load the V-speeds. Go to performance and landing, and now we have the that we don't have the landing weight, so we can put 72,000 here. We already have the speeds, but we'll just put this for completeness sake. -3 is the temperature. All right, and the wind is 360-12. Let's see, clear. All right, there we go. And now we have our V speeds. Everything is looking good. Excellent. And all we need to do now, that's the top of descent. The aircraft has already begun the descent. We are descending at 1,400 feet per minute. So the speed is 272. To know the speed, normally if you want to descend at a 3-degree glide slope, just multiply your current speed by 5, and it should give you the descent rate for a 3-degree glide slope. So just multiply 270 by 5, and that's the speed that you need for the descent for a 3-degree glide slope. Now, the faster you're going, the greater the rate of descent, because you're getting faster to your destination. And this works for any aircraft at any speed. All right, we're looking good here. And we are now descending towards our destination. And here's a look at the outside, and look at those brilliant clouds and the brilliant X-Plane 1209. Look at that, guys. Wow. Hello, Chris. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Flight Sim School, welcome aboard. I use ChatGPT a lot, both to create scripts and to help me find information. If I can't find it elsewhere, it's important to ask it to the side for sources. Absolutely. ChatGPT is becoming very, very useful, even for comparisons. ChatGPT 4, version 4, is brilliant, and you can ask it to do lots of different things. We use it all the time. You can even do technical comparisons between different solutions, so just really a brilliant tool to use. Very, very nice view. And we continue the descent, 18,000 for 3,000 feet. We'll be able to also see the step descent today, because there are a number of restrictions on our path. We look here. So you have restrictions starting at 12,000, I believe. This is what we have here. You see this 12,000. And then you've got all sorts of restrictions here as you come here. There's 5,000, 4,000, and 3,000 right here. So we'll be able to see, and we'll test whether the aircraft does what it's supposed to do as far as the restrictions are concerned. You can see the clouds there, the top layer again, very well depicted with active sky. You don't get any of those funny looking towering clouds when you use active sky. And for this reason, I really like to use active sky. All the issues with replays and things like that have been resolved, apparently, in this latest version of X-Plane 12.0. Look at this view. Wow. This looks really, really cool. Look at those clouds. There is a developer, Coxper, for Microsoft Flight Sim, just released a Phenom 100, which we will be reviewing here on the channel. And the nice thing about this specific aircraft is we have something to compare it to. So we have the Arabesque Phenom 300, which is slightly different with different performance numbers, but it's good to have some sort of a reference to see how well the aircraft is developed. So that is coming on the channel very soon. And of course, stay tuned for my full unboxing and review of the Thrustmaster TPR on the channel, as well as the Boeing yoke. Those are also coming very soon. Hello, Raul Rodriguez. Welcome aboard. I'm doing very well, Raul, and I hope you are the same, my friend. That Phenom from SEB is simply outstanding. You'll love it. Is it SEB or it's Coxper, isn't it? I got the Phenom 100. I still like the Arabesque a little better, though. You know, Chris, that makes two of us. Seb is the developer. I see his name. I see. Gotcha. I'll have to say that, yeah, I do like the Arabesque a lot better, I have to say. But yeah, I still haven't spent a lot of time to make the final verdict. So, so yeah, I need to spend a little more time with it. I'm planning a flight in the state of Texas, more than likely somewhere heading to Hobby William Airport in Texas for the review flight. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to do it as a recorded video or a live stream, but I'll keep you guys posted. Hi Q8, cockpit still dark. It's not dark for me. I think it's okay. We can bring up some lights. I think all the lights here are okay. Maybe we'll bring up some flood stream there so you guys can see. Flood storm. It will bring up some more lights into the cockpit. 12,000 feet. There's going to be our first restriction. We can see the weather changes now here as we arrive into our destination. I was kind of looking forward to a weather change because I want to show you this really brilliant scenery. Excuse me. And I'm glad that the excuse me. I'm glad that the weather has subsided, because this freeware airport is truly an amazing freeware airport. And the developer has also included a very large orthophoto area to accompany the airport. So, so yeah. And here's a look at X-Plane 1209 RC4 in all its glory. The sounds are phenomenal on this aircraft. And again, the cockpit sounds are recorded from the real aircraft, so they are, again, very, very authentic. Hello, Brick. Welcome aboard. I'm a huge E-Jet fan. I am majorly impressed switching from SSG to X-Craft. Yeah, they're very good. X-Craft develops this has been the best development from X-Craft. All right, so we've reached the first restriction. You can see that the aircraft has stopped at exactly 12,000 feet, and I'm going to go ahead and reduce our speed now to 250 knots. There we go. As we arrive into our destination, we're not too far now. One of the things I really like about this version of X-Plane is the performance, and you know, you can get in some situations I've gotten more than 140 FPS. So so yeah, in terms of performance, this is probably the best version of X-Plane to date since the release of X-Plane 12. Hello there, Liam. Thank you very much for your support, my friend. Are you using Auto Ortho? No. I'm waiting on my new computer, and I'm deciding between X-Plane 12 or MSFS. Raul, we're doing 1440p because a lot of you guys have complained about my 4K screen, that everything looks too small and it's very hard to read. So I've switched from my 4K screen to my 2K screen. So yeah, we're using my other screen. I have been using it lately. I like the 4K screen because everything is sharper. The aliasing is much better. Obviously, for recording, I can record with 4K. But again, what's most important for me is what you guys want. So, Q8, are you using the beta update, my friend? Yes, sir. I'm using the beta update, which is 104 RC3. For the X-Crafts. That's the latest beta available. All right, let me switch very quickly here to the outside, and now you can see the ortho photos here which is included with this freeware scenery. So the entire area around the airport has ortho photos, and this is very thoughtful of the developer to do, all free of charge. The reason being is that it really does bring the aircraft to life, and it makes for a very realistic experience as you come into land. So kudos to the developer for, I've always said this about my reviews of scenery packages, is that the developer needs to create auto orthos for the layer, the area around the airport, and he's done a brilliant job for including a very large area of ortho photos around the airport area to just increase the level of immersion as you come into land here at Lech Walesa Airport in Poland. Okay, let's go ahead and reduce our speed to 240 knots. Right, 240 is now set, and we are all ready. The frequencies are set, and the aircraft will begin the descent when it's ready to do so. If you look here, again, we're going to do this funny turns, and then descend to the final platform altitude of 3,000 feet. Any major difference in the beta? So the beta fixes some issues with the autopilot and the look at this view. It fixes some issues with the autopilot, the LNAV and VNAV. I think it's more accurate now. So those are the things that have been fixed. Let me reduce the range here. Okay. You'll be able to see the top of descent showing on the display here in a little bit as we get closer to... Yeah, so there is a restriction here at 5,000. We need to be above 5,000. So this is going to show momentarily. So I'm just going to leave this here so you guys can see it as well. The profile here is done very, very well by X-Craft. Very accurate. I do recommend this aircraft, by the way, guys. This aircraft definitely receives the Q8 Pilot Seal of Approval. And, yeah, I was part of the beta testers for the project. And when the project was in its very early stages, Marco, the developer, sent me a copy of the aircraft and said, can I get your feedback on everything from the visuals to systems to everything. It was quite a journey, and I really enjoyed watching this add-on develop over a period of time. You can see now we have TOD, and so it has calculated that after this restriction, there is a restriction here, but now it knows that it needs to descend from the current restriction to the next at this point here. And so you see TOD, and exactly at this new TOD, you'll see the aircraft beginning the descent again to the next restriction, which is very cool. A lot of work has been done with this aircraft, without a doubt. Again, X-Plane with ortho photos. I mean, just nothing beats that. Look at that view. Wow. Looks absolutely brilliant. All right. So we are descending towards we're going to reach 10,000 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on our landing lights, and fasten seatbelt signs are on. We're looking good. Continue the descent. We can now also reduce our speed to about 205 knots. So let me come here And we're going to go to 205 knots. There we go, 205, 10,000 feet. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet, or as directed by ATC. Do you think that the Embraer will come to MSFS marketplace? There is already, I think, an Embraer E175 and E195, I think. So the E170 and 175 are already available by Flight Sim Studios, and they use the model from X-Crafts. Originally, I thought that they purchased the model from X-Craft, but Marco has actually said that no, they just gave it to them. So I don't think X-Craft is going to develop for Microsoft Flight Simulator, if that was the question. I don't think so. But they remain to be one of the best developers, in my view, for X-Plane. And I look forward to their other project, which is the Lineage variant. It's coming as well. If you are subscribed, you can always subscribe to the newsletter from X-Craft to get the latest news. Yeah, I really look forward to it. Is the Embraer good? This Embraer is excellent. Yeah, it's definitely worth the money. The support is outstanding. There is a ton of tutorials from X-Craft available on their website and their YouTube channel for the operation of the aircraft. So all in all, I think this is well worth it, well worth the money, well worth the investment. I have the Warbird base with the Constellation stick, and I love it. What about the one on the marketplace? Which one? There's two of them. The one from Flight Sim Studios is decent, but it's not finished. It's still in early access. It does look great, yeah, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks brilliant. All right, so we are at about 200 knots, and we are descending to 5,000. There is a restriction of 5,000, and then there is another restriction at 3,000. Right, there we go. We are we are now descending towards 5, the first restriction. We're almost there now, folks. The only thing we're going to need to watch for is the strong crosswind as we arrive into our destination. We are looking good. Let's grab the altimeter real quick. Let's see here. So the altimeter is 1024. Okay. Very, very nice scenery. We're going to be doing flaps full today as well. About 39 minutes. So I told you guys about 40-minute flight. So it's going to be just a little bit over 40 minutes. We're about 39 minutes into the flight. No, the FMS speed is still not modeled. So that is coming at a later time. But the auto throttle works exactly as it should. All the other components of the aircraft work exactly as they should. There we go. Here is the turn. And we are now approaching 5,000 feet. So let me change the altimeter to 1024. So let's go here, 1024. All right, 1024 is set. The aircraft is doing its thing. We're going to now start reducing. Let's go ahead first and go to approach. Approach. Now we can see lock and GS are active here. They're not active, they're armed, beg your pardon. And the airport is just right ahead of us now. So we'll leave this here in the armed mode. And we'll just continue to descend until we are at 3,000 feet. Auto brake low is fine. The runway is quite a long runway, so we shouldn't have any problems there. And yeah, let's take a look here at the outside. Again, you can see the ortho photos, how they just change things in X-Plane. And it looks just brilliant. Very, very nice indeed. We'll maintain our current speed of 200 knots, noting our landing speed. VREF is 123, VAP is 128. Landing flaps full today. All right, 123 and 128. Okay. When do you think the fly-by-wire A380 is going to come out? Sebastian, I think whatever Dougal said there is spot on. Now, here's my hunch. If you've been following the fly-by-wire project closely, you'll see that they have removed everything from their Discord. So no more information on their Discord server about the aircraft. My hunch is that it's going to be bundled as a freeware with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That's my hunch, but don't quote me on it, but that's what I think is going to happen. Or it's going to coincide with the release of 2024. One or the other. But of course, that's just my hunch. Right, we can already see how the wind is, the strong winds are taking their toll on the aircraft, and we can see the sporadic movement of the flight yoke here to compensate for the wind. It's going to be rough, guys, I have to say, but nonetheless, it should be fun. Challenging approaches are always fun, and this is actually a very nice looking approach here into Leech Wallisa. I hope I've been saying it correctly. Question, have you ever thought of using VATSIM? From Darius Gabriel, thank you very much for your super chat there of $9.99. I appreciate your support there, and I have considered VATSIM, but I prefer IVAO. All right, we're gonna go to localizer, so VL is selected. We can see the localizer here, and the runway is right ahead of us now, so we are going to change the speed. Let me go here. Speed is going to go all the way down to 160 knots. There we go, 160. All right. And the approach, and we're going to change the 287. 287. There we go. 287 is set, and the runway is in sight. Reducing our speed now to 160. Right, let's go ahead and flaps. We're going to go to flaps 2. All right, and landing gear coming down.
Question, have you ever thought of using VATSIM?
Thank you very much again for your support. I appreciate it. It should be pronounced Lika in. All right, you can see the crosswind, guys. Let's go ahead and go to one. Let me go here very quickly to the arrival. What do I want to do? Perf, landing. All right, so 123 VREF. So we'll just put that 125. All right, let's reduce our speed to 125. There we go. 125 is set. Look at the crosswind, guys. Oof. Wow. It's going to be tough. Right, and flaps. We'll disconnect at 1,000 feet and take over. Right, 1,000. And autopilot disengaged my aircraft.
Autopilot.
All right, there we go.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Glide slope.
200.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide
100.
slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
50.
Glide slope.
40.
Throttle.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
20. 10.
Woohoo! Wow. That was some firm landing there, wasn't it? Looks like there is ice on the runway as well. Wow. That was a really, really rough landing. Right, manual braking. Take a look, of course, at the replay in just a second here. That was pretty rough. Oof, look at the icing. The aircraft is literally sliding. Wow, you can see all the ice there. Jeez. Navy landing, yeah. Wow, look at all the ice. You have got to love X-Plane. Alright, here we go. And we'll just bring the aircraft to us. So we should have made the replay a bit earlier, but that's okay. Okay, so parking brake is set. Again, we're identified as an E170. Let's very quickly do a replay of our landing. And then we're going to take a look at
Great landing.
at the airport.
Also, when will you fly the MD-11?
Oh, thank you very much again for yet another super
Glide
chat.
slope. Glide
I appreciate
slope.
it. Thank you for your support. All right, let's take a look here. It's not that bad, is it? Notice the landing gear there when it landed. All right, here, let's do it again. There's a bit of a bounce there. Wow, look at this view. Wow. One more time. This time we'll do a wing view. Nice wing flex. Pretty cool, isn't it? All right, let's go to toggle replay mode. Okay, so we are back here. We can stop the engines. And let's take a look at this airport. Okay, so this is a totally freeware airport. And the link to download it is available in the description section of the video. I thought that this was a very well developed freeware airport. The buildings there are very well, the custom built graphics there are very nicely done. And the aircraft does look like this in real life, by the way. So very nicely done. I like it even better with the snowy conditions there, with the icing conditions. So again, a nicely done airport for X-Plane 12. Totally free, and it includes not just the airport scenery itself, but it includes the ortho photos around the airport area. I think this is the first time that I see the snow forming in X-Plane, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure why we don't see it on the rest of the area here. Let me put this back here a little bit. Yeah, but overall, see, if you look at the airport there, again, it looks really, really nice with the ortho photos. And we can also look at it from this perspective here. Again, look at that. Very, very nicely done. Even the quality of the ortho photos are quite nice. I really like how this airport looks. I mean, I really like the building, the main terminal here. And I think even the jetways, you can see this, the airport clutter, the markings on the ground. Very nicely done airport. All in all, worth the space that it occupies on your hard disk, and great fun to fly in Poland. Overall, very, very nice airport. Highly recommend it. Again, it's free. If you don't like it, you can always delete it, but this looks just gorgeous, really. And it's totally free. There are a few libraries that you need to download, but all the instructions are available in the download link, which is available in the description section of the video. Additionally, you can install a scenery with objects from Pomerania region, including a detailed representation of the old town visible when approaching runway 29er. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Well, I'm glad that this has been an enjoyable flight. I hope that you've also enjoyed the live camera on the throttle quadrant. This is the first time I do it, so if you have any suggestions for that, please do let me know. There will be more of those flights. I want to thank our sponsor today, which is Thrustmaster, for sponsoring our flight or this live stream today. And for me, Q8 Pilot, I want to wish you guys a pleasant morning or evening wherever you are in the world. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, stay safe, and good night.